Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel. My name is Sunny, also known as the Oracle of Alexandria, and today I have a very special reading for you. Our topic is going to be messages from the ancestors, and we are using mostly Egyptian themed decks today, so it should be a very interesting reading for us today. So I have 3 piles here. We have pile 1 on the left, pile 2 in the center, and pile 3 on the right. Each pile has various alphabet oracle letters on it to help you choose your pile. Pile 1 has Lambda, Vita, and Chai. Pile 2 has Omega, and pile 3 has Delta, Si, and Theta. So if the alphabet oracle letters are not really drawing your attention to any one particular pile, you can choose based on its position on the table here. You can choose one at random. These are general readings, so there should be something for everyone in the readings. With that said, I will have timestamps down below for each pile. Go ahead and choose your pile and click your timestamp, and I will see you in your readings proper. For now, I'm going to go ahead and cut to the footage of the pile formation for those who would like to see that, and I will see you in your readings. Hello pile 1, welcome to your reading. I have your alphabet oracles here. We're going to save these for a final set of messages for the reading here, so they will be set aside for now. Okay, so our topic is just messages from the ancestors. What messages do they have to say to you, to give to you? I don't really have a specific meaning for each side of the reading. It could be that you'll get a couple of messages, maybe from a couple of different ancestors. We won't really know until we dig into the pile. So, as usual, we'll start with this central column of cards here. And these cards represent the dominant theme, energy, or context of the overall messages that the ancestors have for you. And remember that when we say ancestors, it doesn't necessarily mean people of your bloodline. It could also be people of your spiritual path. It could be people from a profession. that you do. Ancestors who are connected to you in ways beyond merely genetics, which personally I don't believe have a lot of power over ancestry anyway. I personally believe in reincarnation, and so I think our souls take different forms. Your soul has a lot of different ancestors, is basically what I'm trying to say, and it doesn't have to necessarily be limited to those in the blood lineage of your current lifetime. So with that out of the way, sorry, I didn't put that very clearly at first, so I apologize. Let's go ahead and dig into the reading here. So at the heart of the reading, we have a card from the Isis Oracle, and it is Truths Unveiled, the Revelation of Isis. Okay, so it seems like with this here, it seems like your ancestors have messages to tell you that maybe they've been waiting for an opportunity to tell you. This has very eager energy here. Eager energy. The image here on the card depicts Set, the murderer of Osiris, with Isis here in the background. And I'm assuming that the intention behind the card is that Isis is going to learn the truth of who murdered Osiris, or the fact that Osiris himself was murdered. So that is where the art is coming from, and that is the sort of revelation contained in this card. I don't think you're going to find the identity of a murderer, but big things might come out in this reading for you. It does seem like this here says to me that you have ancestors somewhere who want to communicate something to you. Okay. All right. We have Anubis. The keyword here is surrender, shaman, and enlightened heart. This is interesting because Anubis is what is known as a psychopomp. He moves between the worlds. He can guide souls between the worlds, from the living and the dead. He is often frequently understood as protecting tombs, cemeteries, burial mounds, that sort of thing. There's a word for it, a tumulus. Yes, that's it. Protecting places where the dead reside is very common energy for him. And so the fact that he showed up here in this reading is that he is trying to help us, help your ancestors also connect with you. This does seem very important. Like your ancestors have messages that they want you to know about. Okay. So your last card here, the Siren. A temptation may lead you astray. All right, very interesting energy. Well, let's go ahead and dig into your tarot cards. I feel like these are a bit ambiguous in terms of their specific meaning. With surrender, shaman, enlightened heart. Shaman work, as it is traditionally understood, is work that involves spirits, and it can involve the spirits of the dead. So your ancestors may want you to start doing some form of ancestor work with them, okay, so that they can help enlighten your heart. This card is very much a hanged man card about gaining a new perspective on things, again, maybe through serious revelations that are being made here today, but gaining a new perspective to better your life somehow. Okay, and that could be gaining a new perspective on your ancestors and their relevance to your modern life. Okay, with the Siren, this very well could be a warning that there is something that could lead you astray. But the thing about the Siren is, I always think of, for obvious reason, I always think of the Little Mermaid when I see this card. And sirens use their voice. Okay, they use the power of their voice. In ancient Egypt, the power of the voice, the power of spoken words as well as symbols, were understood to be extremely powerful. There is a saying when giving offerings in certain traditions based on ancient Egyptian religion that says, "My magic is in my mouth." Okay, so with the Siren here being one who uses her voice, okay, your ancestors have magic for you to give to you through their words, through their messages here, is really what I'm feeling. I'm not feeling like there's anything super dire here, okay? But we'll know for sure once we dig more into your tarot card. So don't let the siren startle you or scare you. I think it's all going to be okay. So for the tarot card, at the heart of the spread on the left-hand side, we have the Emperor. Okay. That is interesting. Let's go ahead and look at some more of the cards here. The Five of Coins. Okay. That's also interesting here. Very beautiful card. And then we have the Page of Wands. Okay. So, it could be that the ancestor speaking now is someone who had a position of authority in a past life, someone who has a position of prominence in an ancestral line that you are connected to. And their presence here speaks to matters concerning leadership and control. Control in the sense of like self-control, not necessarily controlling others, although that is an aspect of leadership. I don't really like to say it that way. I would say guiding others, I guess, for that sort of leadership. But when I say control, I mean that they have some concerns about self-control for you. And their leadership concerns may be concerning role models in your life. With the Five of Coins here, there is a sense of something lacking. Okay? In this case, this lady here in the card, she's thrown away the coins. She doesn't need or want them anymore, but she doesn't really have anything, and she doesn't seem very happy or content. So even what she had wasn't fulfilling for her. She threw it away, and she's still looking, she's searching for what she's missing. And I feel like for some of you, you need a guide or a leader to help you on your path. When the Page of Wands shows up, we could be starting a new journey here. And I think your ancestors want to take you on a journey. Particularly the one speaking here wants to lead you on a journey. Okay? To help you grow, to help you learn, to help you progress in your life. And this could be simply on a spiritual level. It can also be on many other levels. Okay, the ancestors can help us in every aspect of life. And sometimes I'll be doing something, I'll just be cooking dinner, and all of a sudden an inspiration hits me that, oh, I should add this ingredient to the recipe, or I should try this and do something different, or, and I'm not a cook and I don't read a lot about cooking or anything like that, but sometimes I have that inspiration. And for me, those are instances when maybe my ancestors are coming through, or the hearth goddess of my tradition is speaking to me. Okay, and so for you, your ancestors can come through in any moment of your life with valuable insights, with valuable revelations for you. Okay, and right now, they want to help you. They want to offer you some guidance. Okay, you may be embarking on a new journey in your life already. It could be that they want to take you on a journey of growth and development. Okay, there's something that you are missing that they want you to have. And so they need to communicate with you to make sure that you get that thing. The Four of Swords. The Three of Cups. The Three of Coins. Wow. With the Three of Coins, there is an aspect to it of teamwork, of cooperation. Okay? The Three of Cups is another card of coming together with friends, loved ones, a community to celebrate. Okay? If you look here at this Four of Swords, the woman on the card looks very meditative. Okay? I feel like your ancestors want to connect with you. They want to have a relationship with you. They want to help you in your life and what you are doing right now. But to have that connection, you have to be willing to work with them. You have to have teamwork and cooperation with them. And that requires spiritual practice. Normally, the Four of Swords is a card about rest and rejuvenation, but the artwork here is very different from your normal Four of Swords. And what we are really seeing is a need to quiet the self, to go within. And going within can be one way to access the other world and the wealth of information that the ancestors have to teach us. We have the keyword shaman here. I don't really like the way that word is used commonly, but there it is. And I do feel like you might actually benefit from doing shamanic work and learning to connect with your ancestors, because they really do have important messages to give you. They really do want to help you and benefit your life as you, one who is still living. Okay, and the ancestors are often called powerful spiritual allies, some of our most powerful spiritual allies. They have a lot to give us, even though they're not part of this world right now, if we can find ways of effectively connecting with them and communicating with them. Okay, let's see. This will probably be a sort of independent message all by itself here. We have the very thing that challenges you can be transformed into your greatest strength. And that is very interesting. So what is challenging you, Pile One? That is very interesting. So there is something that you struggle with that can be transformed to be your greatest strength. That is an extremely powerful message that your ancestors have for you. Okay, let's see what this card has to say. So we have Pudratite or Pudratite. The keywords are clarity, love, and transparency. Okay, clarity, love, and transparency. Clarity and transparency really speak to finding that inner clarity, maybe doing trance work and shamanic work, quote unquote, to connect with your ancestors. And love is about the love that they have for you, the care and concern that they still have for you, even though you may not have even met in this lifetime ever. Okay? The primary chakra associated with this crystal is the heart chakra. The vibration is 5. Astrological signs are Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. The affirmation is, when I am transparent with myself, my heart space awakens. That is a very powerful affirmation. When I am transparent with myself, my heart space awakens. Okay? The very thing that challenges you can be transformed into your greatest strength. Do you struggle with spiritual work? I know I do. sitting down to meditate. I always enjoy meditation when I do it, but it is very difficult to actually sit down and dedicate that time for it. And so many other things feel so much more important. Okay? But if you can overcome this challenge that bars you from doing the work to connect with your ancestors, you can access such a powerful spiritual gift. Okay, and your ancestors are here. They're saying, we're willing to communicate with you. We have so much to tell you to try to help you. So please seriously consider doing some ancestor work if you don't already. Okay, let's see. So the energies of this crystal. Kudratite is one of the rarest pink gemstones in the world. Its watery pinkish purple characteristics are dreamy and draws out the loving clarity of the heart. It soothes the spirit and connects us to our higher vibrations. The flower connected with this crystal is Nerium or oleander, and the meaning of oleander is love, romance, desire, and charm. Okay. Your ancestors have a lot of love to give. They have a lot in general to give, I feel like. And if you can really put forth the effort to overcome the challenges in connecting with them, I feel like they have so much to offer you outside of this reading, outside of these messages that they are sending through these cards today. All right, let's see the card at the heart of the spread on the other side. The Ten of Swords. Okay, very interesting. You have a hawk in the background there carrying the Shen ring. That to me almost speaks of transfiguration, going from this living body here to an Aku, a blessed ancestor who has eternal life because they carry the Shen ring. But let's look at the other cards here. Okay. We have Tahuti, the Hierophant, also known as Jehuti or Greek name Thoth or Tot. I favor Jehuti. I don't know. I just really like it. Okay. And the Four of Ankhs. This is, I believe, Ankhs are cups in this suit. Okay. Ankhs are the symbols of life. The key of life, it is sometimes called. So, looking at this Ten of Swords here, combined with the Four of Cups here, or the Four of Ankhs, I get a sense that some of you have lost something recently. And you're not happy with your current situation. As a matter of fact, I feel like because the Hierophant can represent legacies, I feel like you are not happy. You are missing, in a sense, rather, your connection to your ancestors. The way this card is depicted, it doesn't really feel like your normal Ten of Swords, even though it very much is. But this falcon, or this hawk here with the Shen ring, when I saw it, the first thing that came to mind was an Aku, a blessed ancestor. And here with the Four of Cups, oftentimes we're unhappy with what we have and we're going to receive something else that might be the key to making us happy. However, I feel like here, he doesn't even look happy. Like, he can see what is being offered to him, and he doesn't even look happy with that. Like, that is not enough. You are missing a connection to your legacy through your ancestors and the knowledge, the wisdom of your traditions that they hold, that they have to offer you. That's what I'm feeling like. Like they want to enrich your life. They have things to tell you. Okay? All right, the Five of Swords. Interesting. The Nine of Scarabs. Now, in this deck, scarabs are pentacles. The Five of Ankhs. Okay. I feel like some of you are concerned with your independence, either gaining it or maintaining it. And there seems to be a fear of losing it here, or never having it for some of you. Okay, and with the Five of Swords, this card isn't speaking to me the way Five of Swords normally does. This deck as a whole is giving me very unique messages from the cards, and that's okay. You know, sometimes you get different energy from a certain situation, from a certain question or topic. I feel like here, your ancestors have a vested interest in helping you overcome challenges to get or maintain your independence. Okay, there's something missing here. There's something lost here, but you're not noticing what you still have. Okay, you're focusing on what is missing or what is lost. And for me, I feel like this comes back to difficulty connecting with your ancestors. You are too focused on how hard it is to meditate, for example, or the fact that you're not very good at trance work, or whatever the case is. Okay, you're focusing too much on something that you feel you lack or that you feel is a struggle, okay, rather than on the gifts that you have. You may be focusing too much on the fact that the ancestors aren't here anymore, instead of focusing on your connection with them that is still present, despite their lack of physical presence in our world. I really feel like they want to empower you. Okay? They have important information to share with you to better your life, to help you get to a better position in your life. Okay. We have Hephaestus here, workmanship. It's very interesting. Many occult traditions view Hephaestus or Hephaestos as the deity who, along with Aphrodite, hence their wedding, creates material creation. For me, this card is speaking about potential, your ability to create something amazing by connecting with your ancestors and traditional wisdom. Okay, there is potential to create powerful change in your life by strengthening your bond and your ability to connect with these powerful spiritual allies. Okay. Miss Kennett, from the realm of Nef. The number is 1. Miss Kennett is a god of birth, childbirth, if I recall correctly. Let's take a look at the guidebook for this card here. Let's see. Nef, Miss Kennett, page 159. Okay. Yeah, the birth house. The birth house being a place where women would give birth. Let's see, how long is this? It's pretty long. Let's go through some of this. If it doesn't really feel relevant, I'll go ahead and skip to the section where it covers divinatory meaning here. But it says, and remember, birth is like creation, like creating something new. You are giving birth to something. Okay, in this case, you could be giving birth to a relationship with your ancestors, fellowship, community. The words just go right out of my mind. To cooperation with your ancestors. Okay, birth to great potential for independence. All right, anyway, so it says here, the name Meskenet is as old as pyramid times, and she is mentioned in the Book of the Dead in connection with the Neteru, Renenet, and Shai. Meskenet, goddess of birth, is present in the sacred birth chamber, protecting the mother and presiding over the delivery of the child. She holds an ankh in either hand and stands in front of a blue circle above a line, a symbol called Shen, that signifies protection. It was the custom for Egyptian women to squat over 2 bricks while giving birth, the bricks acting as footrests between which the baby was delivered. These 2 bricks were regarded as sacred and were believed to determine the child's destiny. Tehuti, here, was said to have carved the time of death into one of them. These birth bricks or stones signified the goddess Meskenet. Sometimes she is shown with a brick, or shown as a brick with a woman's head, and sometimes as a woman with a brick on her head. She also wears a crown resembling fern fronds unfolding, emphasizing her connection with birth and new growth. These fronds have also been described as blades of grass or corn split and rolled over at the ends. They are the double spiral, the golden ratio reflecting the pattern on which form is molded. In the birth chamber, other goddesses assist at birth, namely Auset or Isis, Nebatet or Nephthys, and Renenet, who act as midwives and nurses. Male Neteru are also present, such as Bes and Knemu, who fashioned the child's body on his potter's wheel and implanted it as a seed in the mother's body. Among the Aberdeen gods, 4 Meskenets are described as servants of Isis, or Auset, and Meskenet in the birth chamber molds the Ka, which is a part of the soul, while the child is still in the womb, and she assists at the birth of the Ka that is born at the same time as the child. Here, she announces its destiny, the astrological point of birth that fixes the influences of the planets and constellations into the pattern of the individual's life. The divinatory meanings of this card are: birth, materialization, something new begins. Consider the astrological influences operating. Okay, very interesting. Guess we didn't necessarily need all of that, but hopefully it was as interesting to you as it was to me. Anyway, yes, so with the Ten of Swords, there is an energy of an old cycle coming to an end and a new cycle beginning, and that is very present in the imagery for this card, this version of the Ten of Swords. It's like something is finished, it can't go on anymore. Okay, but something new is beginning here. You've got the sun dawning back there. You've got this hawk with this Shen ring again, possibly an Aku, a blessed spirit taking flight. You are in a process, a new cycle, the start of a new cycle. And in this new cycle, you can give birth to connection with your ancestors who want you to know that they have so much to offer you. And also, you can give birth to self-sufficiency, independence. You can gain independence that you've been longing for some of you. There's a lot of anxiety around independence here. With the Nine of Scarabs, or the Nine of Coins, this lady here, she has everything she needs, okay? She's got a servant, she's got a cat here, she's got a pet falcon, she's reclining on a beautiful piece of furniture, she's got a scarab or her coin in her hand. There's a tray of food being offered here. It looks like there may be date palms back there. Not entirely sure. And grapes. Okay, there's even a house in the background. She's got everything she needs. Okay, she doesn't need anything else in her life. For some of you, this could be a reminder that even though you may feel like something is missing, something was lost, something is lacking, it's not really. That you still have everything you need. Okay, but more so, I feel like there is a concern, there is even some anxiety over independence. And your ancestors, through the knowledge that they preserve, can help you attain that in a way that is meaningful for you. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at your shadow cards and see what else the ancestors would like you to know about the current situation, or what else they would like to tell you in this reading, rather. Okay, let's start with this card here at the heart of the reading. Divine Guardian, protection of the winged mother. Okay. Sorry, there's probably a speck of holy water, turnips, if you know what that is, on my card. Anyway, I have no idea how that got there, but there we go. It's off now. Right, so protection of the winged mother. The ancestor trying to connect with you right now very well could be a feminine being who wants to offer you protection. But I feel like this is more abstract than specific for most of you, in that this is a message that your ancestors want to offer you protection and also guidance. Okay, they want to play an active role in your life, but to do that, there would be benefit from a reciprocal relationship with them. Okay, ancient traditional religions would give honor to the ancestors, would give offerings to the ancestors. And many modern pagans do this today. Many people reconstructing ancient traditions do this today. They reconnect with their ancestors. They give them offerings, and these offerings strengthen that connection and that bond and empower the ancestors in the other world to help you in this world. And I feel like your ancestors really do want to help you. They want to connect with you. They and they, as well as you, your relationship could benefit from a practice of reciprocity, or even just simply finding new ways to connect with them. Okay. Here we have Khonsu, the god of the moon, lunar energies, divine timing, and blood mysteries. Okay, that's very interesting. Let's check this card here. The stars. A long journey brings rewards. Okay, very interesting. The stars in ancient Egypt were seen as deities themselves. Specific stars that we know of, like Sopdet, which is the star of Isis, the star Sirius, in our modern tradition, was a deity, was seen as a physical manifestation of divinity, similar to how Greek and Roman astrology viewed the planets and some stars in the sky as physical manifestations of certain deities and their power. The realm of the stars, contained in the body of the goddess Nut, was the realm of the afterlife. At least that does seem to be the case, that particularly for pharaohs and similar elite members of society, the goal of the elaborate tombs, all of the texts that were buried with the body, etc., were to help the deceased ascend to the realm of stars, the realm of the gods, and to live eternally in a blessed state. Okay, a long journey brings rewards. The stars here really does symbolize your ancestors, who are, in fact, as infinite as the stars. Hey, how many generations back do you have to go of humans and their couplings to get easily, you know what, 1,000,000 ancestors? Probably not too many, because it doubles up very quickly. Your connecting with your ancestors may not be something that happens right away. Okay, it may take effort, it may take work, but it's going to be a rewarding journey. And you just have to take the first steps. Okay, there are books out there that you can get about shamanism, about ancestor veneration and working with the ancestors, that may be able to help you start this process. But your ancestors do seem like they would really like this process. Let's look at the book for this card here. I don't think I've ever had that one come up in a reading, and so I'm not entirely sure. It's not really speaking to me intuitively at the moment, so. Okay. If you have chosen the card for Khonsu, the time is now to move forward in some situation that you have been hesitant about. It is also a favorable time for travel. Okay, a long journey brings rewards. Okay, this is a good time to start this process of working with your ancestors. I find it interesting how he's reaching his hand out, because it almost seems like he's welcoming you, take my hand and come with me. I'm sure that this position in the card is probably based on maybe ancient art, traditional poses from the hieroglyphs, perhaps. But for me, that is what I'm feeling from this image here on this card. Is you are almost being implored, like, come with us, work with us, come on this journey with us. So, all right, let's see. Whatever movement is being called for, you may want to harness the power of ritual. Create a communion ceremony in honor of the divine being that you are. Acknowledge the journey you have completed that has prepared you for the new phase you are entering. You can do this spiritually or bring it to the physical plane by setting up an altar with food that represents the body of earth and drink that represents the blood of the divine Neteru, Neteru being the gods. If you are in need of healing, honor the source of your disease, injury, or situation for the teaching it has brought you as you take in the holy sacraments. Okay, that's very, very interesting. So I think the main point of this is the divine timing aspect, that this is a good time to begin connecting with your ancestors. And so, funnily enough, ritual can be a good way to do that. Now, some traditions, namely Greco-Roman traditions, state that we should not partake of food or drink offered to the dead. Okay, other traditions actually encourage you to partake of offerings to the dead because it is believed that the dead experience that through you. So whatever you're called to do, however you're called to manage this connection, now is a good time to go for it. The stars, you can think of this almost as, the star from the tarot, a guiding light, a light of hope, shining the way forward for you. We can also think of this as astrology. Okay? Astrology can offer a lot of guidance for us. It is the study of the stars. And it is interesting because it was mentioned here in the card for Meskenet. But let's continue on here. Okay, the Ace of Swords. Okay. Yeah, your ancestors want to lead you to victory. Okay, the Ace of Swords, they want to give you clarity. Clarity on a mental level about issues in your life, concerns that you have. They want to give you spiritual truths and insights. Okay, this sword is a sword of victory. If you take this sword in your hand, you can clear your path forward. And to do that, you need to connect with your ancestors so that they can offer it to you. Okay. Follow your dreams, and help will find you in unforeseen ways. Okay, very interesting. I think here the unforeseen way is that the ancestors are looking out for you, pile one. Okay. Of all the things coming through this message, the main thing coming through is love. Okay, love and concern and a desire to help. All right. Now we have picture Jasper. The keywords here are compassion, nurturing, and relaxing. Okay. The primary chakra of this crystal is the root chakra. Its vibration is 8. Astrological signs are Capricorn and Leo. The affirmation is, I am clear in my vision and future goals. Okay? I'm just going to set these right there because that affirmation is totally referencing these cards here. Follow your dreams and help will find you in unforeseen ways. Okay? I am clear in my vision and future goals. All right, the energies of picture Jasper. Jasper is a nurturing stone that supports us in times of stress. It enhances protection and balance. It allows us to see the bigger picture and move ahead in courage and confidence. It can harvest dreams into reality. The flower associated with this crystal is mimosa, and the keywords are sensible, tenderness, and nurturing. Okay, very interesting. So compassion and nurturing, I feel like, are things that the ancestors want to offer to you and would like to receive from you, is you nurturing a connection with them. by doing the work to connect with them in your life. Relaxing, for me, feels like they will help you, alleviate some of your anxieties and concerns by empowering you. Okay. Oh, wow. So here we have the Queen of Swords. Again, another figure clear of thought, okay, clear of mind. This card is the Pharaoh Hatshepsut, or at least that's the figure on the card, if that means anything to you. She was an amazing figure. If you don't know who she was, I definitely encourage you, research the Pharaoh Hatshepsut. And there's her name down there if you would like to see it. But the Queen of Swords, okay, your ancestors want to offer you clarity. They want to empower you and strengthen you. Okay, she's got the sword here. She can wield it any way that she wants to create her life the way she wants to create it. This is someone very sharp of intellect. And this could be, not literally, I don't think Hatshepsut is speaking here, but this could be your ancestor, could be someone like this. Okay, a strong feminine figure, because we do have the feminine coming out quite a bit. Obviously, the Oracle of Isis kind of is skewed toward the feminine, but still, it could be a feminine ancestor who wants to help empower you to transform your life, because that is the butterfly. It is a symbol of transformation. The feminine, okay. Yeah. All right, maybe I should just stop second guessing my intuition, but yeah. Okay, the feminine. The feminine is, it could be your ancestor or ancestors trying to connect with you, could be feminine entities. However, the feminine is also about spiritual and intuitive work. It's linked to the moon, interestingly enough, which in Egyptian tradition was considered masculine, which I think it was also in Northern European tradition. So it kind of varies depending on place and culture, but the feminine, sorry, I'm having trouble bringing out my words. There's so much information coming in. And so I kind of have to pick out threads and narrow them out one by one, if that makes sense. The feminine is associated with magic, in a sense, and blood mysteries. It's associated with the moon, with spiritual work and intuitive knowing of things. Okay. I do feel like this is really trying to say that right now, the ancestor trying to communicate with you, or ancestors, are feminine. For some of you, I do feel like this actually could be a goddess. Maybe a divinized ancestor. It's hard to say. But the feminine here wants to bring empowerment and protection, which are aspects of the myth of Medusa. Okay, for your last card here, we have Shen-Er from the realm of Pet, or Heaven. Let's see. Because this reading is running already over 10 minutes longer than I normally would like to go. Let's see, number 2. Okay, page 63, it looks like. We're just going to go straight for the divinatory meaning here, and then we'll get into your alphabet oracle cards. So, chaos, confusion, and dissolution. The breaking down of structure. Okay? That makes sense when we look at the 10 of Swords here. Something is ending, something is being broken down to allow for transformation, the birth and creation of something new. And the way to help enable that is by connecting with your ancestors. Okay. I feel like for some of you, your ancestors have powerful secrets to give you. If you are, for example, a magical practitioner or something, they have powerful information to give you to empower you, not just in this life, but in the next. Okay, let's see. So, for your alphabet oracles, we have Lambda, Vita, and Chai. It is so hard to keep these things straight. Okay, there we go. So with Lambda, we have the message, leave off grief, then await delight. Hey, leave off your anxiety, your fear that you may not be good enough to connect with your ancestors and your spiritual practice, etc., and await delight, okay? Allow this process to unfold in its own time, in its own way. Now, these two here are a bit of an oxymoron. For Vita, we have briefly wait, the time is not right for thee. And then for Chai, we have happily press on, says Zeus himself. Zeus being the pronunciation for Zeus in modern Greek. These two here combined, okay, leave off grief and then await delight. Okay, it doesn't matter if you start now or if you wait a bit. Okay, the important thing is that you do at some point, that you start taking the steps and start doing to co-create something powerful with your ancestors. You can wait for a while, briefly wait, the time is not right. Wait until you feel like the time is right to proceed. Or you can press on, okay? Dive head first. It doesn't matter. Leave off grief and await delight. Okay, do what feels right to you concerning all of this. The important thing is doing. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and leave you there. Thank you so much for joining me, Pile 1. If you enjoyed this reading, please consider leaving a like and maybe commenting down below and sharing your thoughts. If you would like to join me for a future reading, I do a tarot review every Tuesday, an oracle deck review every Friday, and then I do a spiritual guidance reading on Wednesdays, a romance guidance reading on Thursday, and a week ahead spread on Saturdays. So if any of that sounds interesting to you, please consider subscribing so that hopefully I can see you again soon in another video. And until then, Pile 1, thank you so much for joining me for this reading. I hope that it was helpful. Just know, the important thing is that your ancestors would like to connect with you and help you in your life, that you do have spiritual allies and everything going on. And take care. Good luck if you decide to pursue deeper connection with your ancestors. pile 2, and welcome to your reading. I have your alphabet oracle set aside here for a final message for the reading. I don't really have a specific meaning for either side of the reading, and so it could be that you'll receive one long message, it could be that you'll receive a couple of different messages. We'll know more once we get into the cards. So there is no significance to either side of the reading, at least not intentionally. With this central column here, this central column represents the overall theme, the dominant context or energy of the message or messages that your ancestors have for you. And we're going to go ahead and start with this card from the Oracle of Isis at the heart of the spread here. And we have Cartouche, Divine Names of Power. Very interesting. I actually want to go ahead and look at the guidebook for this card. I'm really feeling like it's going to be significant, so let's see. All right, Cartouche. Here we go, Cartouche. Okay, we're only going to read this first paragraph here, which kind of sums up the overall meaning for the card. Lady Isis initiates you now into her special mysteries, the use of sacred intonations. The words that you speak are rapidly gaining power. To benefit from this power rather than be undermined or held back by it, practice thoughtful speech and clear your heart of old unforgiveness, which can poison your words unintentionally. As your heart grows in purity, you will be able to speak with spiritual authority, and what you speak of will come into being more swiftly and obviously. Isis is initiating you as a master healer in her sacred tradition of divine names of power. Okay. I don't think, let's not get ahead into this initiation aspect of this card. For me, this is speaking more to the names of the ancestors and a desire for them to be spoken. And they are powerful. Okay, our ancestors are powerful allies. In ancient Egypt, there was power in the spoken word. There was power in the symbol, in the picture, the written word here on the cartouche. Okay, there are power in your words, and you are being asked to recognize that now. And I think one thing that is interesting from the guidebook is it spoke about releasing old grievances. I don't remember exactly the word that was used, but like releasing old grudges, because they can unintentionally poison our words. And by doing that, they sort of strip us of our own power, our own agency or authority when we are using our words, because things that we don't intend may come out. So that can be an important aspect for some of you, to release old grudges, to be able to fully stand in your own authority and autonomy. Okay, the dove, initiate, innocence, and trust. Okay, it seems like your ancestors have something new to begin with you, a new project. I do feel for some of you that perhaps an ancestor communicating now is someone who has passed that you may have had a grudge with, or if not in this lifetime, then a past lifetime. And they are asking for peace and for a new beginning with you. And of course, that is always your choice. The king, authority and diplomacy. Okay. Yeah. So forgiveness here and having a fresh start by initiation, which is a form of rebirth, will allow you to stand fully in your own authority. Okay? And diplomacy comes back to using words, usually in such a way as to create a mutually beneficial outcome on an issue. And you are encouraged to do that now, to empower yourself through your words, okay, to stand in your own authority and to engage in diplomacy, maybe with your ancestors, maybe with someone else. We'll know more as we get through the cards here. Okay. We have temperance. All right. What's interesting is that this does look like an ancient Egyptian goddess like Isis or Nephthys. It also looks like an angel in a way, with the way the wings are done. Could be goddess Ma'at also. So there are divine feminine aspects here. There's also ancestral aspects here, since, you know, some traditions say that when our ancestors pass away, they become angels. Okay, let's see. Then we have the sun. Okay. These are very powerful energies coming out here. And the Page of Cups. Okay. I do, again, I feel like the ancestor communicating through this spread now is someone whom you have grievance with. If not in this lifetime, then maybe a past lifetime. And I feel like they're asking you to clean the slate with them, to forgive them, to find balance, okay? To clear things as the sun illuminates and its light gives us clarity to see things clearly, okay? Find balance and start on a new emotional journey with them. Okay, the Page of Cups can indicate things like a new romance, okay? But this here is about creating a new connection with them on an emotional level by forgiving them. And I know that that can be scary, but the thing is that oftentimes the ancestors in the other world, wherever you believe that souls go, they are freed from many of the limitations that they had in life. And they may have made mistakes in life. And now in the other world, they have more clarity themselves. They have a new and changed perspective. And they want a new relationship with you. They want a fresh start with you. But at the end of the day, only you can choose if you want to forgive. And let's see what else they have to say in case that may sway things for you. Okay, the Empress, unconditional love, protection, abundance. The Ace of Wands, new beginnings, new opportunities for creation. The Ten of Swords, the end of an old way of being to start a new phase, a new cycle. Again, I really do feel like for many of you watching right now, the ancestor or ancestors communicating with you are people whom you have legitimate grievances with. And you may even feel stabbed in the back by them on some level. Okay, but they are sending you love and they are asking for a fresh start. They're asking you to clean the slate, okay, balance the scales, and give them the opportunity to do better this time around with you. Okay, let's see what this card has to say. Relaxation promotes healing. Okay. That is true on a literal level, but here I feel like this is relaxing your grievances, forgiving, basically. Forgiveness is something we do for ourselves and not for the other person. When we hold grudges, we allow other people in our lives to hold power over us. Okay, remember the cartouche card about how unresolved grudges can cause you to say or do things that deprive you of your power because it comes out unintentionally. Forgiveness is an act of self-empowerment. And your ancestor here is very much pleading for you to forgive them, to give them the opportunity to do better with you. Okay. Magnesite. The keywords here are relaxation, purification, and visualization. Okay. Purification, clearing away the old, having a fresh start. Relaxation comes back to this card for me here. Okay, the chakras associated with this crystal is the crown chakra. The vibration is 3, astrological sign is Aries. For some of you, your ancestor may have been in Aries, you may be in Aries. Affirmation for this crystal is, my heart space is open with love and peace. And the energies of this crystal, magnesite is a peaceful stone that enhances visualization and imagery. It opens the heart to receive love and helps with a positive attitude. It calms emotions and stress while helping overcome worry and irritability. The flower associated with this crystal is gypsophila, or baby's breath. And the keywords for that are love, purity, and innocence. Okay. This crystal card coming up here is another request for peace, for a fresh start and new beginnings. And if you happen to have magnesite, or if you can get some, if you are someone who benefits or works well with the energies of crystals, carrying magnesite with you, sleeping with it under your pillow, meditating with it, whatever you do, can help you purify your heart and help you to release and forgive. And again, this is not about the other person, okay? You don't have to have any interaction with them. But forgiving them can empower you, can allow you to move forward in your life in a new, empowered way. Okay. The card at the heart of the tarot cards on the right side of the reading, the Queen of Scarabs, or the Queen of Coins. And the figure on the card here is Queen Nefertiti. I believe she was the wife of Tutankhamun, or Tutankhamun, as some people say it. Right, let's go ahead and look at a couple more cards here. We have the Warrior of Swords. Sorry. And then we have the Scribe of Scepters. And this here is Setka the Scribe. This down here on the warrior card, it does say Naktua warrior. I don't know if that's a class of warrior or what, but Setka seems to be a specific individual, as Nefertiti is. So anyway, all right, you've got all court cards here. This is interesting. So I would actually like to go ahead and look at the rest of the cards here and see if we can sort of get a message from these, because these could be three individual people trying to communicate something. These could be aspects of a single being, etc. So let's get a little more context here. We have the Two of Scepters. Okay. We have Shai and Renenutet, the Wheel of Fortune. These are goddesses associated with birth. They were goddesses in the birth house. So that is very interesting. All right, and then the Seven of Scepters. Okay. All right. This is a petition from your ancestors, just like all of this was. Okay. This ancestor communicating is very intent to receive your forgiveness. They want to be a part of your life and to help you. Here we have old grievances and defensiveness against this individual, probably for well-earned reasons, okay? This is not to invalidate your feelings in any way. Your feelings are valid. But they want a new beginning with you, to turn over a new leaf, okay? To allow the wheel to turn so that you can have something new with them. They wish to communicate with you. They wish to nurture and empower you. Okay? But they don't want you to be hasty in making this decision. There is a genuine desire for a new beginning with you, to do things differently and to change things. Okay. Aphrodite, attraction, or in this case, very much love. For some of you, this could be a spouse or a partner of some kind. But mostly I'm feeling that this is a message of love for you. Hey, Renenet again. This is a goddess of abundance. Okay? She, in this deck, is in the realm of Neph. She's a goddess. Look at life is pouring forth from her hands and coins. This is a goddess of wealth and abundance. She's also, again, associated with birth, in the process of giving birth and allowing new creation. Your ancestor communicating with you now, your deceased loved one, as it may be for some of you, wants to bring abundance and a change of fortune for you into your life. But to do that, they need you to open to having a connection with them. Okay, let's look at your, let's see, your shadow cards here. So, okay. The wings of Isis uniting with the angelic self. While the angelic self would be an aspect of ourself that would be open to forgiveness and healing. This can also be about uniting with your higher self, your spiritual side, to connect with your ancestors. Okay, alchemy, the 5 sacred elements. Okay, wholeness, transformation, transmutation, completeness. And the seer, follow your intuition. Okay. Again, your ancestor wants to bring abundance and change into your life, and they want change in their relationship with you. I feel like their attempt to do this is their attempt to make up for past wrongs while they were here with you. But you are encouraged to follow your intuition. And if you are just not ready, that is okay. That is valid. Okay? If you never feel ready, that is okay and that is valid. You don't owe them the opportunity to make things up to you. We can't be certain anything will be done differently, but there is a genuine expression of love and a desire to try and make things right and to help you in this life through a connection with you. The Ace of Coins, okay? New opportunities to create abundance and create something new, something powerful. You have a personal treasure of talents and gifts ready for you to explore. I think this card pretty well speaks for itself, honestly. But connecting with the angelic self, connecting with your ancestors through spiritual work, very well could connect you to a trove of talents that you weren't even aware that you had. And forgiving so that you can move forward may be also another way of achieving that, of connecting with this trove of talents that you weren't aware of, that you've sort of blocked yourself off from because of your genuine grievance with the individual in question. Okay, red beryl, passion, balance, and strength. Okay, balance is actually here in temperance under the Ace of Coins here. Passion in the Ace of Wands in Aphrodite. Strength here in the Warrior of Scarabs. The primary chakra associated with this crystal is the root chakra. Its vibration is 8. Astrological signs are Aries, Leo, Scorpius, and Sagittarius. The affirmation is, I find strength in my uniqueness and passion. The energies of a red beryl. Red beryl, displaying vibrant raspberry pinks, is the rarest of the beryl family gemstones on Earth. Its unique makeup and fiery appearance offers a dynamic, grounding energy and balance of emotion. It reveals divine love and amplifies our true nature. Okay, that is beautiful. It reveals divine love and amplifies our true nature. I almost feel like your ancestor here is saying that they have been given a fresh start, that they have connected with their angelic self, that they are connected to divine love, and their true nature is amplified as a being of love, as a being who wants to offer protection and support and guidance and all of these things. There is a tradition, okay, and there are a lot of traditions just in ancient Greece alone, but there is a tradition of a spirit called the Agathos daimon in ancient Greece. And there are, it varies depending on the time period. I don't want to say that this is how it is always at all times ever. Okay, it varies on location, it varies on time period, it varies by the individual. But in some conceptions, there is an entity known as the agathos daimon, and the word daimon, which means spirit, it's a neutral term, is the word that became demon, okay? It is not demonic. It is simply a spirit. An agathos daimon is a good spirit, and there is a tradition from ancient Greece that says that occasionally someone in our family lineage who died can choose to become an agathos daimon to help future generations of the family, to guide them, to help them, to protect them. Okay, the agathos daimon does fill a sort of guardian angel role over the family. And I feel like with Red Barrow here, your ancestor is trying to convey that they have changed. They are different. They are able to do better, and they want to do better for you. They want to help you. They just need your forgiveness. Okay? And the significance of an ancestor becoming an agathos daimon is that they give up their position in the afterlife. They give up potential reincarnations to spend time serving the family as an agathos daimon. Okay, it is a sacrifice that is made on behalf of the deceased individual to help the living here and now. And your ancestor wants to help you. They really genuinely wish to communicate that they have turned a new leaf, that they can and they do want to do better for you. Okay, the 10 of Ankhs, the 10 of Cups here. Okay, they want to make sure that you have happiness, that you have love and family in your life, that you have a happy home, that you have everything that you need. They genuinely do want to help you and care for you. Remember, this is the Queen of Coins here, which is a very nurturing, loving card. Okay. They wish for reunion with you. They want to mend the bridges that were burned in the past. And those bridges were burned for valid reasons. Okay? If you're still not sure if you want to forgive this being, you know, I just want to reiterate that liberation from the mortal coil does change us. You know, I personally don't believe that we enter from this world to the next exactly as we are now. Okay, I don't think that spiritual beings hold on to biases of things like race, of sex or gender, of sexual orientation, things of that nature. And if this being has connected with their angelic self, if they have perhaps undergone a process that allows them to serve the family as an agathos daimon, okay, then they really have changed. They are really capable of doing better for you, and the desire is there. Okay, lastly, we have Hehu from the realm of Tepi Aoyun. Let's take a look at the book for this one here. Let's see. Tepi Aoyun, Hehu, page 44, I think, or maybe 47. Okay, yeah, it was 47. All right, so Hehu, the divinatory meaning for Hehu is the significance of the cycles of time in your life. You are the querent here, pile 2. The right time to act for long-reaching success. Okay, that is pretty significant. So, your ancestor here wants you to know that now is a good time if you are able and willing to forgive and to build new bridges to connect with them, that they want you to know you can have abundance and happiness and all of these things in your life. And the time is now to act for long-reaching success. Okay? Whether you connect with your ancestor or not, if there is this opportunity now in your life that you have to change things for your personal growth and success in your life, you are encouraged now to go for it, with or without this individual's help. Okay? All right, so your final message for this reading is Omega. That is your alphabet oracle. So the keyword, the oracle verse associated with this letter is Otios is the fruit that is plucked unripe. Okay, and Otios fruit is something that has no potential to nourish you. It has no potential to lead to the creation of something new because it is unripened. Okay, this is an oracle about correct timing and having patience. Okay, you don't need to reconnect with this individual now. You can take all the time you need to fully heal and forgive. But it is important that you know that the desire is there on their part, and they are probably guiding and aiding and watching over you even now. But also, if you are, again, if you have these opportunities for change and success and advancement in your life, you are also encouraged to not rush, to be prudent about the right timing to pluck the fruit here for success. Okay, don't pluck it before it is unripe. Don't act before the right time. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and leave you there, pile 2. Thank you so much for joining me for this reading. If you enjoyed it, if you found it helpful, please consider leaving a like and maybe commenting down below. And if you would like to join me for another reading in the future, please consider subscribing. Right now, I do a tarot deck review every Tuesday and an oracle deck review every Friday. Every Wednesday is a spiritual guidance reading. Thursdays are romance guidance reading, and Saturdays are a look at your week ahead. So if any of that interests you, sounds helpful, please consider subscribing so that hopefully I can see you again soon in another video. And until then, take care, pile 2. And thank you again so much for joining me and for watching. Hello, pile 3, and welcome to your reading. I have your alphabet oracle stones set aside for now. We're going to save those for a final message for the reading. In this spread, the 2 sides of the spread don't really indicate anything specific, and we're just going to get started here with the central column of cards. So our topic was messages from the ancestors, and let's see what messages your ancestors have for you. This central column here represents the dominant theme, context, or energy of the messages from your ancestors. And the heart at the spread, the card at the heart of the spread rather, is Goddess of 10,000 Names. Okay, endless emanations of the priestess. Very interesting card here. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the book to see, real quick, just a quick little blurb that the book has about this card here to get a sense of what it might be trying to convey. And then we'll move on. Okay. Isis, with many names, forms, associations, and expressions, is referred to as the goddess of 10,000 names. A name holds power. It defines and energizes or limits. The names, faces, and roles that you play are just one part of your being, yet you exist beyond them. Beloved initiate, as a vast being, you are currently realizing that you are not limited by the previous identities you held. Instead, you are becoming more of your whole self. Enjoy the uncovering of even more of you. Okay. Sorry if we were out of frame for basically all of that. I was reading directly from the book, so I apologize. Okay. Right, well, let's go ahead and look at the other cards here, okay? We have the chalice, a symbol of the divine feminine, rejuvenation and fulfillment. And then we have higher love and wisdom from the composite deity of Hathor, Set, and Wadjet. Okay. So it seems like you are being called to an awakening by your ancestors, to a rebirth of sorts. Through higher love and wisdom, you're being encouraged to find rejuvenation and fulfillment, and the ancestors probably wish to help you get there, to help you discover more facets of your identity, but also your quote-unquote truest and highest self through spiritual work. Okay. Wow. Okay, we have the High Priestess. So it's interesting. This card here mentions the Priestess. This card here is the High Priestess. So let's go ahead and turn over a few more of these. All right, we have the Seven of Swords and the Seven of Cups. Wow. Okay, 2 7 cards here. It seems like there are things in your life that feel like, I'm sorry, it seems like you feel like there is something missing in your life on some level. Okay, with the Seven of Swords, that certainly can be the case. With this Seven of Cups, there are choices to be made. You might have a lot of options here, but none of them seem particularly appealing with this sort of apathy that we're getting from the Seven of Swords. Okay, let's look at the other cards here and see. All right, we have the Knight of Wands. The Seven of Wands, another 7 card. Wow. Anybody want to place a bet if this is the 7 of coins here? Okay. The 5 of Swords. All right. All right. All right. All right. Well, you do have 777s. That seems pretty lucky, honestly. I've never had that happen before. So that is very, it's very interesting. Okay. So, yeah, with the 5 of Swords and the 7 of Swords, there's definitely this sense of loss on some level, something missing. You may be feeling like you don't know where to go or what to do with your life. Okay, we have the Knight of Wands here. Sorry. We have the Knight of Wands here. He's here, he's there, he's everywhere. He's all over the card, right? And he's just kind of wandering around the image, gazing out over the landscape, not really doing anything specific during his wandering. And then you have the Seven of Wands here, a very unique interpretation of the Seven of Wands and the art on the card. It does look like there is a small figure here in the card. If I can get my camera to focus on it, there you go. A small figure, the outline of a goddess. Okay. The main focal point of this card is the sun here. You need a change in perspective. You need a higher perspective to look upon life. You're feeling lost. You're wandering. You're not sure where to go. You're not sure how to progress or what to do. You've got all of these options. You don't know which one to pick, but you know that something is missing, and these don't really feel like any of them are going to fulfill it. It may be for some of you that you've been sort of wandering around the material world, trying all these different things and not really finding any fulfillment. And it does seem like with the High Priestess here, you are called to go within, choose a spiritual path to help you find what is missing in your life. Okay, the High Priestess is all about intuition. She knows things on an intuitive level. She doesn't need to read any books or go to any specific places or have any specific things. She's just connected on a deeper inner level. She has this illumination that just flows through her and into her life. She doesn't need to work at it. She doesn't need to grasp for it. She just needs to surrender and let it flow. And it seems like you are being called to do the same. Because right now, there does seem to be a lot of apathy with the current circumstances of your life right now. All right, let's see. Share your cares. Okay, this could be your ancestors literally want you to share with them, to connect with them, to open up to them about your struggles, to let them help you. Okay? If you share with them, they will find a way to share back with you and to support you and help you on your path. All right. For your Radiant Crystal card, we have Blue Chalcedony. Calm, harmony, and communication are the keywords. The primary chakra of this crystal is the throat chakra. The vibration is 9. The astrological signs are Cancer, Libra, and Sagittarius. The affirmation of this crystal is, I am open to expression and harmony in my actions. Okay, energies. Blue Chalcedony promotes harmony while absorbing negative and anxious energy. It gives great support for public speaking and communication with other realms. It has an angelic connection and overall soothing vibration. The flower associated with this crystal is Terenia or wishbone flower, and the keywords for that flower are happiness, charm, and harmony. Okay. With this crystal here, it does seem like you are encouraged to find ways to sort of relieve any anxiety and apathy that you are feeling for the world through calm, through harmony, and through communication. Okay? Share your cares. Communicate with the ancestors, with the divine. You are encouraged toward a spiritual path, to adopt a spiritual practice in your life that brings meaning to you. Okay, let's look at the other side of your spread here. So at the heart of the tarot cards on the right side of the spread, we have the Autet, the Chariot. The Autet is the boat of the sun. Okay, and you have Amun-Ra here with Ma'at and Jehuti or Tehuti. Okay. Nebet-Het, the High Priestess again. The Ace of Scepters, and the card features the deity Ptah. Okay. I really do think and feel that the ancestors want you to take a new journey within. Okay, they want you to start practicing some form of spirituality. With the Eight of Scepters and the Chariot, we have, the Ace of Scepters, I might have said 8 there. With the Ace of Scepters and the Chariot, you have movement, you have new beginning and new opportunity, and you have movement. And then you have the High Priestess. And she, again, represents connecting to intuition, to divinity, and allowing that connection to flow through you. Okay? The deity on the card, Nebet-Het, I believe this is Nephthys. Let's take a look at the book here and see. Nephthys is actually a shadow aspect of, it's not the correct way to say it. Okay. Yeah, Nephthys, okay. The goddess Nebet-Het, known in Greece as Nephthys, was the sister of Aset or Isis, and the goddess of childbirth and funerary rites. Her proper title is Lady of the Temple Enclosure. That's what her name means, Nebet-Het. Occasionally mistranslated as Lady of the House. She was often represented as the pylon, the grand entrance to the temple. She is truly the high priestess of the gods. As a funerary deity, Nebet-Het helps protect the traveler from evils that will be encountered on the journey. The Nebet-Het card is interchangeable with the High Priestess card in other decks. Okay, let's see. On this card, Nebet-Het stands inside the temple, waving her right hand over the ceremonial bowl of water while preparing to bless the traveler. In her left hand, she holds the lotus scepter. The temple is supported by 2 pillars. The names of the Kemenu, the 8 primordial deities, also known as the Ogdoad, inscribed on the pillars. Nebet-Het wears her traditional headdress of an Egyptian home with a basket balanced on top. The basket represents the Egyptian cornucopia, overflowing with a bounty of crops: cabbages, melons, radishes, dates, figs, and onions. Nebet-Het is charged with protecting the sacred Bennu bird, known as the Egyptian phoenix, considered a sacred form of Amun-Ra, which extends its head from her crown. A green disc representing Nebet-Het's close association with nature and natural magic glows behind the Bennu bird's head. Around her neck, she wears the Tiet amulet, a symbol of her healing energy and protective powers. Her protective falcon wings wrap around her back and arms. Okay, and the keywords are intuition, arcane knowledge, divine feminine, sensuality, creativity, fertility, and subconscious. All right, so Sorry, that was a bit of a tangent here, but it is good to know what this card is symbolizing. And what's interesting, what really stood out to me when we were reading that was that it said that she is the goddess of childbirth and funerary rites. And both of those events were considered major transitional events. Okay, a child is coming into this world from the other world. Their soul is entering this world from the other world. The deceased is passing into the other world from this world. Okay, she is a goddess of transitions and changes and connections between life and death, the living and the dead, birth and destruction. Very archetypal goddess stuff here. And so you are being called to die and be reborn through your spiritual path, through your spiritual work. And you may consider working with your ancestors because they do care about us. They do want to be our allies. Okay? You may also find with the High Priestess here twice, with this card here, Goddess of 10,000 Names, you may find that working with a goddess can be very liberating and empowering for you. But you need to connect to your heart, your soul, your deeper feelings, and be honest with yourself and let them flow. What do you want and what do you need? It seems like everything you've had so far, everything that's part of the status quo, has left you unfulfilled. Okay, has left you apathetic, anxious, lonely. Take a journey with your soul, travel between the worlds, experience more of what there is on offer to you. Cups can be a very spiritual suit. You can find something fulfilling in there, okay, to fill your cup with. Something that you want to have in the cup. You just have to take another look, okay? Consider new options. And again, listen to your heart and your soul. What do you need? What would really make you happy? Your ancestors do seem genuinely concerned about your happiness and well-being. Okay, here we have Set, or the devil. The Seven of Scarabs, or the Seven of Coins. And the Warrior of Scepters, or the Mace Warrior. Okay. So this here is the Knight of Wands, and you have him twice. That's very interesting. With the devil here, considering the art on the card, it does seem like there's an aspect of your life as it is at the moment where you feel kind of powerless. Okay? But you are not powerless. You may be allowing yourself to be controlled by giving your power or authority to someone or something else. But you still have power. You are a warrior. And all it's going to take to realize your power is hard work, effort. Okay, take the first step on this journey and free yourself. Regain your autonomy and authority. Okay, you can co-create your reality. But to do that in the best way for yourself, you need to be able to connect to your intuition. You need to be able to connect to your heart and your soul and really understand what it needs to be nourished, to feel contentment, happiness, and wholeness. Okay? It might be intimidating trying to find a spiritual path that works for you. But you can do it, okay? Taking those first steps are the hardest part, but once you start taking those steps, it gets easier and easier with each successive step. Okay, you can go on journeys, you can find yourself and your power. Okay, let's take a look at your shadow cards and see what else the ancestors have for you. Okay, magic and ritual, crafting sacred practice. Pretty much exactly. This card sums everything up that we've been going through here recently in the reading. You are called to find sacred practice that works for you, whether it's yoga or meditation or something entirely your own. You may enjoy ceremonies that are pagan in nature, and that is okay. You may even enjoy the ceremonial ritual magic of ancient Egypt. The important thing is that you find what genuinely appeals to you by listening to your heart and allowing it to empower you and help you feel powerful and whole and complete and happy. Okay, right timing and direction. The deities on this card are Sothis here, Khonsu on the moon, and Amun-Ra here. So you have the sun and the moon, and then you have the star, all coming together in one. Now is probably a good time to really start connecting with yourself and figuring things out, to find the direction that you need to go. But you don't have to start right away if you aren't comfortable doing so. Okay, right timing is about having the prudence to know when you are ready and when it is necessary to do a thing. Okay, if you force yourself before you're really genuinely ready and really genuinely comfortable, you probably won't get much out of the experience. So wait if you need to. Start now if you are ready. But you need to find direction. You need to find the star, the light of hope in your life. And you need to let it transform you. Okay. Here we have the card Air, and it says, seek a union of mind and spirit. Basically, exactly everything we've been saying so far. Seek a union of mind and spirit. Okay, I think that actually honestly speaks for itself. Air is also an element linked to spirit. In ancient Greece, for example, and this sentiment is contained in the Bible as well, it was believed that the soul entered the body at our first breath after we were born. Okay? So air was associated with spirit, with soul, called pneuma in this sense. All right? So air and water are both very spiritual elements, is what I'm trying to say. Let's see, where is your... Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't set out your tarot shadow cards here. Okay. All right, we have the Fool. Yeah. You need a new beginning. You need a rebirth and a rejuvenation. Okay? You have to take a leap of faith here. Listen to the ancestors and trust that they genuinely have your best interest at heart to help you find what can be fulfilling and empowering for you in your life. So right now, you're not feeling very empowered. Right now, you're not exactly thrilled with everything that you have going on. But if you let them guide you, okay, you listen to your heart, you connect to your intuition, you do what is right and best for you, you can find union of mind and spirit. You can find direction and hope. All right. It's okay to put yourself first and take care of your own needs before those of others. Okay. This is very true. If you've ever flown on a plane before and you listen to the flight crew, the word totally went out of my mind, but if you listen to the stewards and stewardesses, there we go, when they are explaining how to put on the mask and so on and so forth, they will always tell you, put your mask on first if the cabin becomes depressurized and you need oxygen before helping your child or the person next to you. Okay? That is not being selfish. That is being smart. That is taking care of yourself so that you are best able to then take care of others. If you can't breathe and you help someone else get their mask on, you may never get yours on. And therefore, the consequences of that could be pretty dire if they can't help you. Selflessness is admirable, but there is a time when self-care needs to take precedent. And right now, you are encouraged to focus on yourself and finding wholeness and completion. And it does really seem like for you, you're the kind of person, pile 3, that will find that with sacred magic and ritual and spirituality, whatever is calling to you. Okay? If you are Christian, there are mystical branches of Christianity out there. You might be interested in Gnostic Christianity, for example. You could also be interested in Christo-paganism. There are so many different paths you can take. You don't need to limit yourself, especially if what you are doing right now isn't working for you, if it's not enough, if it's not yielding results. You need to open up, listen to your heart, take a leap of faith, and find what is missing. You're clearly searching. Okay. Rhodonite. Gratefulness, self-confidence, support. Okay. Gratitude, daily practices of gratitude is a wonderful practice to have. I actually have a little journal. I've never written in it, but I received it as a Christmas gift. I thought it was really cute. It's a daily gratitude journal, and it has some various quotes in it and stuff. You can find it on Amazon. Daily gratitude, a practice of having gratitude, is a great way to start connecting with spirit. It's a great way to really start appreciating the things in your life around you right now. And it does seem, again, that spiritual practice will help you build your self-confidence, help empower you, okay? And it will offer support. It's okay to lean on the ancestors, the gods, your guides, your higher self, whatever it is that you trust and believe in. It's okay to lean on that to help you get through difficult times. So the primary chakra associated with rhodonite is the heart chakra. The vibration is 9. Astrological sign is Taurus. And the affirmation is, I find confidence in myself when I listen to my heart. Okay, that is very powerful. Say it with me, okay? I find confidence in myself when I listen to my heart. not only will you find confidence, you will find so much more than that by listening to your heart and letting it guide you. You will essentially be connecting with destiny, with fate. You will be aligning with your sacred purpose here in this life. By listening to your heart, your intuition of the high priestess, and letting it guide you. That is not an overstatement of how profound it can be. All right, let's get into the energies here for rhodonite. Rhodonite is a stone of compassion and helps to balance our emotions while healing scars of the past. It helps provide support to the heart chakra and reminds us of our soul's purpose. It ignites our true passions. The flower associated with this crystal is bougainvillea, and the keywords for this flower is passion, life experience, and balance. Okay. All right, let's look at the shadow cards for the right side of the spread. We have the King of Ankhs, or the King of Water, the King of Cups. And the figure on this card is the pharaoh Djoser. Jose. Maybe worthwhile to research him. I don't know. But the King of Cups, or the King of Ankhs, is someone who is very much complete. They have united their masculine and their feminine sides. And we all have masculine and feminine energies within us. It's not exclusive to sex, okay? You are part of your father and part of your mother. Sometimes that sucks to admit, but it's the truth. The King of Ankhs, or the King of Cups, is one who has unified their masculine and feminine aspects. They are comfortable with their emotions, and they are also good with rationality, logic, and reason. They can navigate both effectively. And one does not overpower or look down upon the other, but instead, the two sides in harmony work together for balance, for happiness, for completeness. They understand the necessity of both, that there's a time and place for emotion, there's a time and place for logic and reason, okay? And expressing one does not dismiss or look down upon or devalue the other. This is someone who is confident with who they are in every level. Okay, and you are being called to become like the King of Cups, to find your King of Cups place within yourself through spiritual practice. Allow it to create harmony within you. Again, cups or water or ankhs. It's a spiritual element. It's a spiritual suit in the tarot. This is someone who is spiritually enlightened, and they know inner peace because of it. And you can have that too. You just have to take the leap of faith. You have to listen to your heart. Let your heart, your intuition, and your ancestors guide you. They all have your best interest at heart. Okay. Did we not go over the oracle cards here? Okay. Sorry, I apologize. I guess I must have gotten totally wrapped up in other things here. But Hestia, the inner fire. I mean, it doesn't get more direct than that. So Hestia is the goddess of the hearth and the home. Okay, sometimes she is construed as being a goddess of fire and the fire of life. But she's also a goddess of structure, of the hearth itself, which contains the fire. Hey, you have an inner fire too. You are like Hestia in that regard. You are divine in that regard. You contain the fire of life. Okay, and right now, it does seem like a very good time to start stoking that fire through magic and ritual by crafting sacred practice, finding what you need, what works for you. Okay? Let's see. Oh, okay. We have Shu and Tefnut. Okay, these two deities are actually lovers, and I mean, this pretty much illustrates on the card what I was talking about with the King of Cups. You have the masculine and the feminine embraced here. Okay, divine masculine and divine feminine. They are coming together as one in balance and in harmony, realizing the necessity of both. Shu and Tefnut are deities of, if I remember correctly, it has been a while since I've studied them, so I'm simplifying here, but they are essentially, in our modern understanding of the world, the deities of the atmosphere. Okay, Shu, I believe the god, the masculine Shu, is the god of air, and Tefnut is a goddess of moisture, if I recall correctly. So they are deities who essentially preside over our atmosphere. Life would not exist without them on this planet. It wouldn't. Not the way it does now anyway. I mean, life could adapt to breathe other substances, I guess, besides oxygen and not need moisture, maybe, but probably not. So when our masculine and feminine polarities are out of balance, we often find ourselves in this state of apathy. You are called to learn to value both and to bring them into harmony within yourself for self-empowerment, okay? For your general happiness, contentment in life, okay? We have Zeph's or Zeus, supremacy. I want to go ahead and see what does the guidebook have to say for this card. Okay. This card denotes supremacy, superiority, and confidence. Okay. Confidence is something that you've been called on to develop through your spiritual practice. And I do feel like for some of you watching, a magical practice is going to be a cornerstone of that, because one of the purposes of magic is to realize our own power, our own ability to co-create our reality. But let's continue. Okay. This card denotes supremacy, superiority, and confidence. Hence, if you chose it, you are likely to succeed and reign supreme in whatever your aspirations are. Zeph's defeated various monsters and demons to become the unchallenged, much respected king of the gods, and his divine wisdom graces you now. The early days of the cosmos saw great planetary turbulence and upheaval, with belching volcanoes and violent earthquakes, but slowly, Zeph's brought order and harmony to land and sea. In the same way, victory is now possible. However, a few words of caution. From time to time, Zephs could get excessive, so do not allow arrogance to spoil things. Hold yourself with dignity and in grace. Use this time wisely, but also be confident and consider taking risks, for they should pay off handsomely. You should command respect and can trust in yourself and the energy around you to deliver the best outcome. It would be difficult to lose now. Okay, so basically what this is saying is that if you simply apply yourself to listening to your heart, to finding your path, to connecting with your destiny, your purpose, and your meaning here, you will succeed. And you've got so much divine support around you right now. The ancestors, your guides, your higher self, deities, whichever one or ones that you believe in, supporting you in this process. Okay. Tehuti. All right. So Tehuti is also known as Thoth or Jehuti. He's the god of wisdom, the god who created writing. He is sort of like the Hierophant in that he allowed humanity to maintain traditions through writing, okay, to share spiritual wisdom. If I recall correctly, Tehuti appearing here is a symbol of exactly like Zeus or Zeus. He's a symbol of success in occult or spiritual practices, and also a symbol of success in literary pursuits for those who are interested in something like that. But Tehuti was a great enlightener of humanity, worshipped in various forms, known as Hermes Trismegistus. Hermes the thrice great, or 3 times great. And he is attributed as the founder of the Hermetic tradition, which is an alchemical living tradition still in practice today. So that could be something that might appeal to you, is looking into Hermeticism. Many people find value in it. But really, the important thing is that you find what is valuable to you, what is meaningful to you, and you pursue it, you follow it, allow it to empower you. Because it really does feel like you are feeling so disempowered right now, so unfulfilled and unhappy with the world. And normally I don't like saying that religion or spirituality gives meaning. Like, full disclosure, I used to be an atheist. Okay, so I don't normally like saying that, but I can say it with confidence because my spiritual path has given my life meaning, and it does seem like you are strongly encouraged to find your path and to find your meaning and self-empowerment. And there are, for those who are atheists, there are atheist branches of spirituality: Buddhism, Gnostic Hinduism, atheopaganism. I mean, the opportunities are seriously endless. All you have to do is look and find what is meaningful to you. But you also have to have the courage to allow yourself to pursue it and connect with it. I know, as a former atheist, how difficult it can be when you have all of these ideas about certain things. Hey, you could be Christian and you think magic is evil and demonic or whatever. But I mean, you're here watching a tarot reading. You need to open up your mind to finding other things of value for yourself right now, to trying things that you normally wouldn't, to seeing a new perspective on spirituality, spiritual practice for your own highest good. And if you can do that, you have so much to gain. And what do you have to lose but unhappiness and discontent? Okay, you can start searching, but you can start searching with meaning, because you will have a star of hope guiding your path forward. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to your alphabet oracle messages here, because I don't want to keep you forever. But for your oracles, we have Delta, Psi, and Theta. Okay. There are actually a couple of verses associated with this oracle. The first one is, dodge the dreadful deeds, avoiding harm. The dreadful deeds to dodge here is not looking, not opening your mind, not expanding your horizons, not trying to find what is missing in places where you've never looked before. In places where you've never looked before, possibly because of biases and assumptions that you've had about those places. But it's time to broaden your horizons, okay? Dodge the dreadful deeds. Dodge your misery, feeling like you are not empowered. Dodge the lack of confidence, etc. by finding your path and finding the strength and courage within yourself to walk it wholeheartedly. Not caring what anyone else has to say about it, not caring what others think, just being your authentic self. There's another verse associated with this oracle, and that is, drive ill-timed is weak before the rules. And that brings us back to right timing and direction, the card that you have up here. Okay? Drive ill-timed is weak before the rules. You have to find the right timing to act. It may not be the right time now to start, and it might be the right time for some of you to start. But when you start, you need to be comfortable with where you are starting from. So if that takes time, that is okay. Theta. Thou hast gods and as comrades and aids. You have gods, you have ancestors, you have guides, you have your higher self supporting you in this process, guiding you in this process. You need only open yourself up to following them and connecting with your divine purpose here to find meaning in your life. See, proper is this judgment from the gods. If you are doubting yourself, okay, if you are feeling unworthy, you need to know that you are 1010% worthy. Okay, you can do this. You don't need to doubt yourself. You are more powerful than you currently realize. Proper is this judgment from the gods. Okay? Proper is this message from the ancestors. To find your spiritual path and to follow it. To empower yourself. Difficult times are coming. Okay? We can't really deny that with everything going on in the world right now. You need to find your strength, your self-confidence. You need to learn how to believe in yourself by realizing how powerful you really are, how capable you really are. Okay? And with that, I'm going to go ahead and leave you there, Pile 3. Thank you so much for joining me for this reading today. If you enjoyed this video, if you found it helpful, if you didn't, please consider leaving a comment down below and letting me know, share your thoughts. If you would like to join me for another video in the future, please consider subscribing. Every Tuesday, I release a tarot deck review. Every Friday, I release an oracle deck review. On Wednesdays, I do a general guidance reading or a spiritual guidance reading. On Thursdays, I do a romance guidance reading, and on Saturday, I have a week ahead spread where we take a look at things that you will possibly encounter in your week ahead. So if any of that sounds interesting to you, please do consider subscribing so that hopefully I can see you again in another video. And until then, Pile 3, take care of yourself, believe in yourself, and good luck on your journey. You can do this. You are worthy. Take care.